Hello viewers, today we are going to talk about the term plagiarism, which is very important in research, or you can say in academics world. So the word plagiarism is basically termed as the presenting the work or ideas from any other kind of source, okay, and with or without the consent of the original author, by incorporating into your work without his or her acknowledgement, okay. And basically it also means using someone else's work without giving them the due credit, okay. In academic writing, plagiarism involves using words, ideas, or information from a source without citing, okay, or referencing it correctly, okay. Now as you can see here, the first slide, it is what is plagiarism and how can we avoid it or avert it, okay. Okay, basically it can arise from the source of images, the reference, citations for quotation, and the paraphrase material. Suppose you are copying something, so you have to paraphrase it properly. Now we already discussed about the plagiarism, what it is. So it is a very serious offense under the university regulations on cheating, and it will be penalized. And you have to pay the fine. And it is students' attention is drawn to this regulation 11 in the university calendar. So from this link, now plagiarism is a form of misconduct, as we already saw, okay. And there are some of the points that has to be summarized. Inclusion in your essay or passages, sentence, or even phrases quoted. I mean, you don't when you're quoting something from the author's work without notifying them or without putting into them into direct notice, or the paraphrasing or the work of author. Second thing is, or representation of the figures or something else in your own words, use of arguments or some logics, okay, without making them in prior notice. And why the plagiarism is a bad thing? Because the first point, it infringes basically means it breaks the law, okay, academic ethics and academic norms. It is a form of theft and type of fraud also, and plagiarists ultimately cheat themselves, okay, and the plagiarists cheat their fellow students. And plagiarism basically reflects or shows a kind of incompetence. How can we spot the plagiarism, or how can we find out whether this is copied or not? So there are a lot of tools available online. There are some plagiarism checker, or there are some tools which is also known as I mean, there is a kind of software called Turnitin or Authenticate, okay. uh, Also we can also find out plagiarism freely, okay, using script or duplicate checker, okay. And there are various type of plagiarism. The first one is the direct plagiarism. If you are copying the word, okay, or a section of someone else's work without attribution, without quotation marks, where also it's called self plagiarism, mosaic plagiarism, or accidental plagiarism, okay. So basically in this lecture we will be focusing on what is plagiarism, how to avoid plagiarism, how to spot plagiarism. Now the basic question is, why do people plagiarize, why do people cheat? So there are some of the general quoted motives. So first one is the burden of the load or the workload, okay. um, the burdens to succeed, I mean shortcut way, the significance of developing time management skills. And then we have other poor understanding of the nature of plagiarism, whether you are confused or whether that relates to cultural factors, the respect of seniority, and what goes in other walks of life. Now, how do we avoid plagiarism? So, I mean, to avoid plagiarism, we have a lot of ways to avoid plagiarism, or you can say avoid plagiarism. First of all, don't just copy in your writing, describe other people's ideas. You can just paraphrase. So, a lot of paraphrasing software are available, which are called Quillbot. You can just simply make your account. You can make your free account or a premium account. Use a range of sources, develop your own style, keep good quality notes. Suppose you're copying something, so there are sometimes we copy indirectly or directly. So what you have to do, you have to copy those ideas in some notebooks, and then you can write in your own words without copying directly from the research paper or a book. Okay, so in this way you can avoid also the cite the exact source from where you have quoted, or include the quotations, or present your own ideas, or you can also use some tools so that you check that we have copied is not exactly copies that you have put. Now, when paraphrasing and summarizing, you have to take care of some of the things. First of all, is action during the write process is first write your paraphrase summary without looking at the original text, so you rely on your memory, not on the others from where you're copying. Next, check your version with the original for content accuracy and mistakenly borrowed phrases from where you're copying. Begin your summary with a statement giving credit to the source from where you are copying. Put any unique word or phrase. Don't use any tough words that cannot change or do not want to change in quotation mark. Ensure you note exact page numbers in the reference from where you are quoting. When researching and note taking, mark everything that is someone else's word from where you're copying. For example, with a big Q for quote, or with big quotation marks. Indicate in your notes which ideas are taken from sources and which are your own insights. Record all of the relevant documentation information in your note. Ensure you note exact page number in the reference. And this is from the source which we have taken all the informations. Now, a few guidelines that is also called good scholarly practice or drill. Avoid copying when you take notes. Use your own word, which I already discussed. In taking notes, make sure you write down the full reference from where you're copying, including the page numbers. Also, keep track of citations, full reference, page number, quotations. Write first draft without notes. When in doubt, cite. And also at the end you have to take advice from the scholar people. So these are some of the useful links about the plagiarism, or you can say how to avoid plagiarism. These are some of the links. Okay, now at the end, these are some of the activity that really needs to be checked out, or to find out what is plagiarism, why plagiarism is a bad thing, what happens to plagiarist who copies or infringes, can we really spot plagiarism, or how can plagiarism be avoided. I hope you all understood what is plagiarism and how it can be avoided.